And we're back to another episode of Let's Play PC Building Simulator. I'm your host, the RPG Guy, and let's get to work here. We've got some diagnostics to do. Jesus, one of those big old rigs. And we've got some other things that we've got to sort out as well. Specifically, we need to get these 3 rigs underway. So foist things, foist. The Queen's Royal rig will not turn on. And we don't know why, but we're going to take out the power supply because there's a chance that that could be the culprit. And if it's just the power supply, I will be really happy. It would do me a solid if you were just the power supply. Alright, let's take a look. It didn't show up. No, it's right there. Okay, so it's not the power supply. But that means it can only be one thing, guys. It's the goddamn motherboard. And the problem is that the rig doesn't look like it holds information well. So I want to get this stuff out now because we know it'll be the first stuff that shows up as new, if that makes any sense. So when we go scrolling down for repairs, we're going to obviously work on Her Majesty's rig first. On the Queen's rig first, because that way we can make sure everything that came with this rig goes back in that needs to go back in. We can also check for any damaged hardware as well, since we got to kind of take most of this apart just to get it out of there. That's kind of just the way it goes. And she still needs to have a 3D Mark score of 7,000, which I'm not worried about. So go ahead and take her apart here. And let's look at all these parts that fit this PC. It doesn't show as what fits this PC. So the video card is fine. The 11 gig one. See, that's funny how that shows up. That's interesting that shows up. The motherboard is definitely broken. How's the memory doing? Well, we know... I thought we had the memory. Although no, that's that. So the memory, are all the sticks okay? Sticks are fine. CPU cooling is fine. The processor is also broken. So we know 2 things that are broken. The Ryzen 7 2700X. So we need to order that. Yes. Yes. No. Yes. Wait, is that auction done? Yeah, I got a little bit for it. He was a tiny lad. Alright, before we even look at the other, rigs and stuff, because we could order some builds, let's just get the Queen's crap in here first. So her processor is a 2700X. Boom. And her motherboard. It's not a Tomahawk. There it is right there. Boom. Alright, so we know what we got to do there. Another one that won't turn on. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, hopefully it's just... Oh boy. Here we go. Please just be the power supply. Please just be the power supply. Please just, yes. 1050 GS. Good. Good. Very good. Now, I'm not taking the rest of that apart right now. We'll just go with that. And I'm keeping the broken stuff for the time being. That way we can keep track of what's going in and out of that rig. And it's all going to be delivered upon the motto. Okay. PC, no, I don't care about deals. Could you build something for me? New build needed, need repairs. As long as they're not too intricate, we could do these today. And I don't see why not. All right. Can play Football Manager 2017. Completed end of day. He wants intel. Someone recommended you for a new PC build. I'm hyped to finally play Football Manager 2017. You get it done in 2 days. I like nice shiny new components. My brother has intel. He says they're the best. That's fine. What we need to do... $2,000, huh? $2,000. He wants the minimum specs. Alright, well, that shouldn't be too difficult. The minimum specs, huh? So let's take a look at what those are. Will it run? This crappy rig we've got can handle that. We should sell it to him. No, we're not. We're going to do something about that later. Once we unlock everything. Okay, so let's go to the shop. Because his budget is 2,000. So case usual. That's minus 50. Power supply. He doesn't need anything fancy. So we'll go with a 650 watt. Boom. So that'll be minus 60. Storage. We'll just go with the Sheen. You know what? Screw that. We can spend a little bit more on this guy. Boom. Minus 100. And this guy wants Intel, so we'll have to deal with that. Graphics cards. He only needs a 750 Ti, which is pretty abysmal. For $2,000, we can do a little better for this guy, and we're going to, because that's just sad. Let's go ahead with this 4 gig GTX 970 at 285. Boom. Minus 285. The memory. Well, we'll figure that out when we do the motherboard here. Intel. So we're going to go with Coffee Lake anyway. Because if he really is going to benefit from something, it should be one of these guys. And it should be fully upgradable. So we're going to go with this one for minus 155. We're going to go with a processor. We don't need to get crazy because the Intel G4400 isn't very big. So we will go up to at least an i5 because he can afford it. And there's no reason not to. So let's go here for the $260 one. The i7 7700. Because why not? We're going even bigger. Minus another $10. And then we have like 1,080 left over. Is this really what he wants? Minimum specs, yeah. Okay. The game's going kind of easy on us. Knock on wood. No, I'm not superstitious. I just think it's funny. Alright, so we're going to go to 4,000 memory. And we're going to buy 2 sticks. Okay, so that's settled. Let's move on. New build needed. 7070 install water cooling CPU and GPU. We will do this separately, actually. We accept 7070 is not too rough. But I think we can do it. But I don't want to start buying stuff for it yet. Let's okay. Let's go ahead and buy these things right now. We will buy this in a separate transaction because it's so these rigs are very demanding with what you need to know and really what you got to look at. And 770 is not unreachable by any stretch of the imagination, but I want to clear this out, and we got a bunch of rigs we got to do. Let's buy that now so that way we can get started on this stuff. Okay. Those are the repair rigs. There's that. Okay. We were going to do the Queen's rig first. And now I don't remember which one hers was. Well, what do we got? We got to repair. Okay, we know that this one had the big 1080, so we'll just put this in here for now. Or the 1050. And it's still not fucking powering on. This is not good. Okay, we'll deal with that in a minute. Power supply. Okay, hers has to be the 550 watt because that's the only thing it could be. We'll double check that rig in a little bit. What? Oh, there, she didn't need a power supply. Duh. Okay. Dirt, 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 dirt. I think she had 4 sticks of memory in here. Plus space for that. The memory. Maybe the 4 sticks of giggity 100. Whoops, that's not it. Was it? Oh, yeah, they was. Your Majesty, I will be repairing your ever so great rig. Put that in. Boot her up. Oh, shoot. Gotta put this on. Now we need to make sure things are set because this is going to be a weird rig to fix. Because everything kind of got screwed up. Deal with you in a minute. Alright. Install. Install, because you never know. And install. Well, that's right. We had 4 sticks of memory for this dude. Prawn free. Let's just run it as is because she doesn't have a big power supply. Though I'm sure we have the budget to give her a big one. So we'll worry about that when we get there. Memory. And the processor. And the cooling. Run that. Set the RAM. Because why wouldn't we? $84.05. So yeah, we did not have to do anything extra. So this should be done. Let's grab this one. I screwed up, didn't I? Who wanted Intel? Liberal Drip. Who's this? Liberal Drip. Intel. Oh, crap. Well, crap baskets. This is a shitty deal. Okay. Here's what we need to do. First things first, let me build this. Because it does have Intel. So we bought a motherboard on accident, but we're not screwed because we can reuse that motherboard. Haha. Because there's a rig we don't have that we need to build coming up. So we'll use the motherboard for that. And the processor. Well, the processor may be a loss for the moment, but it's not a good one anyway, so I'm not too... It wasn't expensive. Why is this incompatible? Oh, it's a Cabby Lake, you son of a bitch. I did it twice. Okay, okay. Fucking hell. Alright, hold on. How are we going to do this? First things first, we need to unscrew up this problem. We're not going to sell anything because we might have to repair these guys. But for sure... This PC cannot play Rocket League anyway, so this isn't even the right rig. Now everything's going to kind of get a little messed up, screwed up here, but we're going to deal with it. Because we'll just get a Cabby Lake motherboard for the one that doesn't have the motherboard, or the... We'll get the proper motherboard and processor for this. And then for the other one, we'll get a Cabby Lake processor. So what are we looking at here? So we already have this guy. It's very expensive. Not super expensive, but expensive enough. So let me see here. We need a Cabby Lake. I knew this. I knew I was going to screw something up like within an episode or two from being back. So what a surprise. We need a Coffee Lake for that rig. And for what what they're asking for isn't very much. So we will take this. Motherboard wise, we need a Coffee Lake. And we will take with us as decent of a one as we can bring. Boom. That should solve all our problems. And if not, fuck it. I don't know what I'm doing anymore anyway. Okay. Crummy power supply. Over here. So we have a motherboard we got to do something else with. And a processor. That's fine. Theoretically, if I really want to make that money back, I could just build a rig really quick. We have... The only thing we don't have is storage, but we can buy storage, I guess. Processor. Now what did I do? Wait a minute. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I thought we fixed this. Son of a bitch, it was a Kaby Lake motherboard that we needed. Oh my god. Just freaking kill me now. Don't really do it, but well, you know, after that mistake, now we're gonna have another motherboard I don't need. Oh boy. Luckily we're rolling in dough. See, it was gonna take me a couple episodes to recover from my stupidity. So let's burn $1,000 by the time we're done here. So we need a Kaby Lake motherboard. Save me now, all that is holy. Here we go. 'Cause I'm not paying attention. Okay, who has the bigger budget? Liberal Drip or the other dude? I think it was Liberal Drip. 1750 versus 2000. No, the other dude did. So oh, I was right anyway. God damn it. No, I was right because these aren't that expensive compared to the other things that we have. We'll figure it out. But at least everything is correct that should be here now. Everything that is here should now be correct. Cooling. Oh, you bastard. Forgot the storage device. 1475. Cool, made it. So yeah, we've got a motherboard and a processor that work with each other, but are not going to work for what we need coming up, unless by some miracle I luck out. Actually, we have two motherboards that we don't need. So unless I luck out somewhere in the process here of repair or build, well, you know, I shouldn't really write off my issue too much. Not write it off, but like bitch. Because we probably will run into a build at some point that we can reapply ourselves a bit better of an option, given the right amount of time. Oh, there's no hard drive. How do I not have a hard drive? It's on the back of this fucking thing, that's why. So I guess somebody's getting a nicer hard drive than the other, but it's probably better because we're getting kind of full over here at 1830. Okay. Let's set her up. We'll let those run. Okay, so this hunk of shit. Since we have to kind of take everything out of here, And that's not me being facetious. It's very true. Facetious is probably not the right one. Dude's got a thread ripper in there. Nice. So we actually get to see what the thread ripper looks like. So X399. Ooh, which one? X399 Gaming 7. One we don't have. Okay, so yabba dabba, go fuck yourself. We gotta figure this out. We're gonna have to hold on to this dude's stuff until we actually unlock what his actual thingy. So we'll put that over there for now, which means it's coming up. I just don't know when, but it should be coming to at some point. So these guys are done, I think. Fucking finally. But yeah, so we know we need to fix that dude's motherboard. That's gonna be a big thing. And when that motherboard becomes available, the X399, whatever it was, X399 Gaming 7, we know that we can then fix that dude's rig. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and save our game. Just to make sure. Before we go in here and start returning stuff that we've finished. What? Why does this not play Rocket League? I sense bullshittery in here. Alright, let's just put on Will It Play and just figure it out, because I'm too lazy to do anything else. We still have another hard rig up there that they want us to build. So I'm looking for Will It Run Rocket League. We should have bought everything. Unless I put it in the other machine, but still. I mean, there's a lot of shit in here. Okay, it's the video card. So we'll swap video cards with the two of them. And that should fit. We gotta rerun, we gotta redo the other aspect, but at least we know what's wrong. And we may need to redo some other stuff too. But just the little things for sure. I know, guys, I know. You're blowing it, bro! That's what happens when you take hiatuses for a while. Forget how to do shit. Okay, this... Oops. Oh, it shouldn't hurt anything. This should be a happy computer, regardless. The concern I have is that's 1835. So this is too expensive of a rig. And so I'm suggesting in my brain of brains here that we need to first of all swap hard drives, but we may need to swap more here. Storage, because this dude's got the money in the room, but something got pricey here, and I'm worried very much that it's this processor. But, and if it is, oh, you know what we could just do though? Hold on, why am I making this harder for myself? I think I can still make one more change. No. The old swap arena. It's not the majority of the rig that's wrong. It's just these two aspects. Really. And, well, a couple of aspects, but it really should just be these guys. There we go. See, I was doing too much swapping. We could have just swapped pads. I'm glad that they freaking put that in there, because that would have been annoying as hell. Put that back down. We'll let that go. Run it. And we'll take a look at these other rigs that are sitting there that need repairs. Hopefully we have the parts. I'd hate to have to buy something redundant. Not now, maybe not necessarily redundant, but just in general. Missing cables. Jeez, I'm a crow. I keep missing stuff. That's okay. We'll run it all anyway. We'll make a save and see if Her Majesty doesn't mind I didn't fucking boot it again. Boot check it again. I'm doing a rough job here, man. Okay. Oh, yeah, I gotta redo the 3D Mark score. God damn it. It's always fucking something. Because of 2 fans, you have to re-benchmark it. Horse shit. You only remark it. You only need to re-benchmark it if the damn thing doesn't work for some reason. Now, I thought 2 broken PCs were supposed to come in. I only see 1. Because that's right there. Alright, this guy's done. Alright, here's the other broken one. Let's take a look. Whoop. And that one doesn't boot. So we'll have to figure out what's going on there. This one looks like it's got a broken error thingy. Now this video card is absolutely heinous. So I am convinced it needs to go. And screw these things. I hate this. There we go. That thing's broken as fuck. Take this out too. That thing's garbage. Because there's a good power supply in there. Alright, so we know the power supply is pretty legit. Now, what do we got for... I only see 1 hard drive, but that booted really quickly. I don't see another one, so it must just be me being weird. So let's go ahead and close most of this back the way it was. Let's go ahead and we will put a better video card in there, because that little video card does nothing for us. It does nothing for the machine. So we're going to sell this hunk of garbage, I think. Or do we have another one? Hold on. 1050 Ti. Yeah, we don't have 1050 Ti's. But it gives us an excuse to put in one of these bigger cars and get it out of our shop. 130, 130, 115. We'll put in the crappiest thing we kind of have. Not that this machine is crappy by any means necessary, but it is just not that great. And we need to put in cooling. And for cooling, it's a big case, so we normally can't put in this one at 163. So let's put this guy in there. And let's take a look and see if we have anything else that fits this PC. Oh, you know what? We could put a lesser power supply in here and keep this big one for later, which is what we will do. So you can see I'm downsizing this rig and upsizing it, and I'm doing a little of both, really, is how I should word this. Because it is in our best interest to put in some lesser stuff and make some money. And on making a better rig later is how I look at it. And you bet your fucking ass we're going to beef this thing out if we get the chance to. Wait a minute. There is a hard drive in here. Where? Where is it? Said Patriot. Where in Satan's butthole is it hiding? You guys saw that, or am I seeing things? There is one. Mine. Mine. Oh, yeah. See, this is what happens when we're not paying attention. Put in this turd hopper. Alright, Her Royal Highness can suck it at this point. And I don't mean the real one, I mean the one they're talking about. Because I doubt the Queen of England is playing a computer. I know some people will say, you need to call it the UK. And I'm like, no, it's England. It's its own country. No, the UK is united. I'm like, well, it's still England. You should still remember places for what they're actually called. Alright. I like the name England. It's a nice name. All right. I don't know why. It's just weird to me. I still sometimes call England England and not the UK, the United Kingdom. Glad it's united, and that's cool that it is. But for some reason, I get a little finger in my butt over that, and I still call it England and Scotland. People still call Scotland Scotland. So there's an example of that. A 1070 Gaming X. Holy crap. We don't have another motherboard that'll fit in here. And it's one of these tiny it's one of these micro boards, which we actually do have a rig we could put that in. Here's what I want to do. We need to check and make sure there's no hidden little buddy over here. Doesn't look like it on this one. Okay. Here's what I'm thinking, guys. We're getting a lot of micro boards. Now, I don't think we have one on us. No. But I'm wondering for that little mini tower that we have. You get where I'm going with this, y'all. I'm thinking that we should play that game if we can, because this is an Intel. We may not be able to. i7 8700K. Well, it's a Coffee Lake. See, we have this processor here too that's also a Coffee Lake. Motherboards. We have An AM4, we have a coffee lake here. So we could put this in there. Well, we can't fit it because there's already something in here. What I'm thinking, though, guys, and bear with me on this. So we take this little board out. This cute little board. It's so cute. And then... Oh, the motherboard's broken anyway, so screw that. I don't want to take the other. I'm not going to go through the trouble to take the other one out at this point. We do have an AM4 motherboard right here that's used. We had to buy a new processor anyway. So here's what we're going to waste it on. Now, with that said, we're taking this power supply. That's 1,000 watts of pure sex right there. We're taking that. We're taking it. GPU tuner. Okay. We don't know how much RAM we're going to be able to get in here, so let's just pretend like we can get 4. Power supply. We still can't do double on the graphics cards yet. So I'm not going to bother, I don't think, with worrying about that. So if we make a simple rig, we could just throw in like this guy. Right, and then we can go in here. Sweet, that power supply works. I guess we'll just put in a 550, I guess. Do we have a cheaper one? Yeah, we do. Put that in. Yeah, we're going to put in that goofy-ass looking one that was in here, so... Wasn't that one, though, was it? Yeah, it must have been. Too late. I'm not going to bother with it now. We already put it in. Ooh, we can actually put 4 sticks in here. Why not? No, let's save it for a good computer that we're really going to do some good with. Do it with a good rig. I don't want to do it with this rig because, and it makes sense to me that we could get some good memory later. Or when we do a good rig, we have those sticks that we can mix and match together. So let's put this 3000 because it looks like that we have 2 3000s, but it's 116 gig. So we'll just put this 3000 in there and be done with it. Took a little bit of figuring out, but we got it. All right. I know we might run a hair longer than I wanted to, guys, but bear with me. Just a little. Just a little. So it's worth 533. The benchmark should provide us with a little bit more. We're not going to do a little boost on this guy. We're just going to run it, even though I think I put the GPU tuner on there out of habit. But let's see what else we got. So we got no used motherboards. But we've got 2 used processors. GPU tuner. Screw it. Just run it. All right, let's go ahead while we're here and take a pretty crummy case. We don't need anything fancy. We don't have any micro. I'll start. I don't feel like taking that other rig apart because we could take the little one, put it in there. But next little one that we get, we're going to do that. Let's go ahead and take this Be Quiet because I hate these Be Quiet. I hate the Be Quiet cases. I really do. I don't care if they're quiet or not. I just hate them. They're so weird to work with. So we need a Coffee Lake board. Now we have to put in a nice Patriot stick in here, which is fine. I don't mind. I want to get more stuff out of our inventory. And I have a feeling this is really the only way that we're going to really be able to do that. Now, I don't want to put the best thing we have in here. But let's see what happens when we put this Zotac in. If we can get something pretty decent, I'd be pretty happy about that. Nah, so we'll keep that back. 180, 130, 132. So the memory, we never see these. Anything 3200 we got to keep. That's a G skill. So let's get rid of this Dominator. Processor. Do this guy. We might put a slightly better motherboard in there, or power supply. I'm not quite sure yet. Nah, just put in. Get rid of our shittier power supplies right now, I say. Cooling, some stuff won't fit. So let's get rid of some of the weirder stuff that we don't use very... Oh, that's a big one, actually. Good thing we're putting that in there. Let's set the memory. Alright, so these guys are done. On the mark. What are we getting? 742. 844. Can't complain about that. That ain't too bad. And we'll have 3 rigs to put on the market. You can't complain. And we still have work we got to get done. Let's go ahead. Boop. 1 for you. 1 for you. Alright. So we'll let this guy run its course, and then we will probably end up stopping. But this one's already worth 613 without the without the benchmark here. So these two are on the wait list. I'm concerned about this one, but I think with the water cooling 1080 stuff, 1080i, we can do it. Actually, I'm pretty sure we can do it. I want to say almost know that we can do it. And really quick, let's just accept this one. Can you help with this? There's something wrong with my PC. I'm sure someone like you can work out what's wrong. It's just completely dead. Nothing happens when I turn it on. I don't know what's happening. You're the expert. Can you do it in 2 days? I like shiny new components. I never cleaned it out. Is that okay? His budget is $40. Well, it's probably his power supply. I'm not gonna lie, it's probably his power supply. $40? Oh wait, it was a 300. There it is. We accept. And I think we can do this. I'm like 90% sure we can do this. We just need to look at the water-cooled stuff before we commit to anything. And we might be able to use this brand new motherboard. I don't know about the processor, hence why we put it in another machine. But that motherboard that we have here, the Asus X470 Pro, should do us enough justice here with a budget of $3,500. So what's the cost of that motherboard? Really quick while we're here, waiting for that thing to finish. X470. 165. So that'll give us a start for this rig here. We accept. I'm like 90% sure we should be able to do it. All right. Remove that. How is this doing on price? 1,022. Hot diggity damn. And it still doesn't even have that many great parts in it. It's that power. It's that that thing. The hard drive, isn't it? All right. So we've got some stuff going for us. We've got 2 rigs to work on the next day. We need to look at some water cooling parts and figure some of that out. And we need to look at a processor to overclock. We want a pretty strong power supply too, because we're gonna have to overclock these cards to get the 7070 performance we're gonna need. So with that said, I want to thank you guys for stopping by. I'm your host, the RPG Guy. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Check me out at twitch.tv/JackTartStudios for more live gaming action that I know you guys are gonna love. And I made that sound really weird, but you know what? Sometimes shit happens when you party naked. So anyway, thank you guys for stopping by, and we'll see you guys next time.